How are you today?
Good evening, Etty. Good morning, Jeffrey. I'm so excited about today's topic.
I hope I hope it will how do you say open some horizons or few horizons in the mind.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Fine, it's a beautiful day here. We feel like we're going out from winter to spring, and the corona is a bit relaxed, and there's like a lot of hope in the air. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, so it's nice. Like there's like sense of slowly the clouds are fading and the light is coming. So slowly.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. Jeff, do you have a microphone on? I open your microphone and I think Jill, do you open your microphone as well from the user experience? Excuse me.
Yes,
Yes,
mine is
so
open.
okay, so Jeff, please open your mic and we could hear your voice. And Thomas is here. Good morning, Thomas.
Good
How are you
morning, Thomas.
today? And good morning, Felipe.
Morning, Felipe.
I hope to hear your voices at the conversation or in the conversation. And now we shall move to the concept board. The concept board is open at the moment, and there is one verse from chapter 2 that I wish to read with you together. And after we shall read the English and the Hebrew, I would like to go for more abstract reading. Good morning, Victoria. Nice to see you here on YouTube. Good afternoon, because you're from Germany, so good afternoon. And who would like to read the English verse, please? I will focus on it and make it big here, that the letters will be clear to read, also for YouTubers to follow. I hope you can see this clear. Yes. Who would like to read?
I can read.
Thank you.
There was a certain Jew in Shushan, the castle, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, Felipe, do you have a microphone? Can you read the Hebrew verse, please? Felipe?
Shalom, Eti. Shalom, my friends. I can. The concept board is opening yet.
Yeah.
It didn't open yet.
Okay. So do you have a
It
YouTube?
takes a. It
It
takes some.
takes.
It takes some moments.
It is sometimes has a delay or so, until because it comes from the cloud. When I prepare
Yeah.
the board in the morning, everything is like on the cloud, and it takes a while to download. And
Oh
everybody,
yes.
yes, has ability to access. Yes, yes, please. Whenever you're ready, we are ready.
Yes. Just one moment.
Nadalia is here. Good morning, Nadalia. Nice to see you here on YouTube. Very nice. Until you will find the verse and until the concept board will be open, I would like to move to this beautiful uh, finding. This is the scroll of Esther written in Hebrew, and there are decorations around the text. It's from the mid 18th century. It is quite rare. Nobody knows who made it, who wrote it, who illustrated it. I just found it on Google Museum this morning, and I'm very happy to share this with you because this is the first time that I see such a scroll, because most of the scrolls are written with Hebrew letters with no drawings or illustrations. So I'm very happy to share this with you. Yes. Felipe, do you have this text open in front of you?
Yes, it's now
Yes.
I got it.
So we shall move here again to the Hebrew, and when you read slowly, I could follow with the cursor. I hope you can see the cursor. Can you see
Yeah.
the cursor? Okay. Yes.
Yes, I'll try to. I'll do my best here.
Yes.
So, Ish Yehuti Haya Beshoshecha Beshosha Beshoshacha Beshushacha Habeira Ushemo Meradahi Ben Hair Ben Shimui Shimei Ben Shimei Ben Kish Ish. Yes. Ish Yemini.
Thank you so.
Yemini. Yes.
Thank you so much. When we read
Thank
this verse, thank you very, very much for reading this in Hebrew and Jill for English. When we meet this verse, what do we think in general about what is written here? What kind of an idea do we get from this exposition?
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Thomas.
I I see like a 3, 4, 5.
Where do you see 3, 4, 5?
Shushan or Mordecai was the
Yes.
son of Jair,
Yes.
the son of Shimei.
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
So how do you see 3, 4, 5? I would like to write this down. How do you see this 3, 4, 5?
Well, I don't know the Hebrew.
Yes.
I don't know the Hebrew exactly, but there's three generations.
Yes.
Like
Ben Yair, Ben Shimei, Ben Kish. So 3 sons. So you see 3 times son.
it might, yeah.
Yes. And
Because from one side of the triangle, you can make a square.
Square? Shall I
maybe
make a
On
square?
the 5.
Okay.
Well, I think maybe first if we look at the names in Hebrew,
Yes.
then we might be able to make a better triangle of them. I don't know, it's just an intuition.
It's very good. It is very good. It is very good. It is, how do you say, you have a good intuition and your direction of thinking is very good. Usually when we see the
Thanks.
words, you're welcome, when we see the words Ish Yehudi, a certain Jew or a Jewish man, by the way, this is the origin of the word Jewish in the Bible, because just to give us a historical background to the story, this is the land, so to speak. Here is Jerusalem in the county of Judah, and here there's like Persia. I'm not sure that I'm writing it right, Persia, Paras, and the people here are going to exile. They live in Judah county. All of the people, they are moving to the exile. But in Persia, they are named Jewish or Judahish because they are coming from the county of Judah. This is the origin, by the way, this verse is the origin of the word Jewish in English and in other languages. From this event, so to speak, in history, we have the name Jewish. Everybody who comes from west to the Jordan is called Jewish. because the temple was in Judah's section, and the people who come from this place are called Jewish. This is the origin. But now we would like to see what does the mean Ish Yehudi. This is not a Jewish man. It has something much interesting and deeper than what we think, like in terms of genetic test or what happens to this term in the 20th century. So let's abstract Ish Yehudi. Ish Yehudi. Ish Yehudi. Ish is a man. Ish Aleph is 1. Yod is 10. Shin is 300. So Ish we have 310. Is that right? Not 10, sorry, 311. Are we right in terms of mathematics?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And Yehudi, Yod 10, Hey 5, Vav 6, and Daled and Yud are 14. So here we have 20, and here we have 15, 35. 35 plus 311, where do we come at?
346.
Excellent. Does it remind you of something or close to something?
Yeah,
Yes, to what?
it's almost like the 345
Yes, yes. It is
plus the
all.
aleph.
Yeah, excellent. Plus the aleph. This is 345 plus the aleph. It has a value in Hebrew. In value, this is 456, but in Hebrew it's a word shmo. Shmo is his name, and it has another word in Hebrew, ratzon. Ratzon is a will. So 345 346 in this case is his name, and his name is the divine will. Let's go and abstract the word ratzon. 1 second, I would like to see the people on YouTube. 1 second. The screen is just off. I would like to have a connection to people who watch us or listen to us in YouTube. Ratzon is a will in terms of inner will. Let's abstract ratzon. Second, this is the pen. Resh is 200, Tzadi is 90, and this is 56. So, and 56, 6, 4. So what does it mean, Ish Yehudi? It's not a certain Jew or certain Jewish. It means his name, his will. Because Ish, man, is also fire. Esh, Yod, Ish. Ish, man. What does it mean? Aleph and Shin, Esh, fire. And Yod is the covenant, the 10. Questions or thoughts before we continue to abstract?
Did you ask what Shem means?
If I asked again,
Yeah, you said Shin Mem.
Shin Mem.
Did you ask that? And I
No,
didn't catch that. Oh,
no.
never
I
mind.
said that Ish. Oh, if you want to ask something too, ask.
So, no, I see now. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I would like to ask you about the name Ben Shim'i. Ben Shim'i. Ben is a son. 1 second. This is what we're gonna deal with this. Ben Shim'i. Ben is a son. Ben is a son. This is a son. Has the value of 52. And Shim'i. What is the value of Shim'i? 340, 70, and 10. If we put the yod aside, because this is a more orientation, it's like the hey at the end or tough, like a person who comes from New York, his name New Yorker. If we put this aside, we have here Shema, the son of Shema. What is the value here? 410. Or 4 to 1 without the 0. Questions? Please express your thoughts, and this is open. Maybe you have your own calculation because you are with computers and you can think and you calculate and you have another direction of thinking, so I shall be happy to hear your direction of thinking and asking questions. It's a free conversation, so everybody is welcome to ask. Here's Charles. Good afternoon, Charles.
Okay.
Natalia is here. Good afternoon. Nice to hear you.
So, just to be clear, the yod at the end makes it into like son of,
The
or
yod,
like makes it that they're from.
the yod at the end is, how do you say, giving indication of orientation. A person, let's say Yerushalayim, Jerusalem is the name of the city, but if you write Yerushalayim with the yod at the end, Yerushalmi, a person who comes from Jerusalem, like Yehudi. Why the scroll says Yehudi? Why the yod is at the end? Because the
Because they're
person,
from Judah.
yes, because he comes from Judah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now I shall start with the abstract, and I would like to hear your voices. Please, Fernando is here, Nedalia is here, good morning. Felipe, Charles, Jill, please ask anything.
It's interesting, this this triple calling of the Ben, the son. It's something really deep, and Shema, Shemi, it comes from this Shema calling, and it's always interesting. I'm always fascinated by the Shema because it has this Shem, right?
Yes,
This
yes,
aspect of the name, but it has the 70 together, and it's the son of the capability of listening
yes, yes,
the covenant, and
yes.
but I would like Eti to understand better um, the number 346 that you came by summing Ish Yehudi.
Mhm.
I didn't quite understand that concept.
If we take the term Ish Yehudi in Hebrew and we translate it like naturally to English, it comes a Jewish man or certain Jew or certain Jewish. But if we abstract, what does it mean to abstract? To give it a numerical value, something which is beyond. It's very abstract. It's almost in the absolute, in the supernal. Weinreb call it supernal. He doesn't use so much abstract. In the supernal, in the eternal, in the parallel, in the origin. So once we have words, and words during the history got like their role, and they got how do you say, they mix in people's mind, and we have like coins of speech, and we have tags of people, stigma, and all kinds of like things that are like a filter of air condition, that everything during the history is caught in the filter, like thorns and dust and feathers, and we have to clean the filter and to see what is behind like 2,500 years of history since this happened. And in order to clear our filter of thinking, not to be biased, not to be to have a distortion thinking, or something, I would not say distorted, but more how do you say, conditional thinking. When we want to have a clear thinking, we go to the absolute, and absolute is numbers. Numbers, they don't have opinions, they don't have reference, they don't have moods, they're just numbers. So what do? We look at the term Ish Yehudi. Ish Yehudi, if in the 20th century to call, until today, to call someone a Jewish, it's a mark of Cain, basically, because the whole history just evolved around this misfortune, I don't know, label. But if we want to penetrate the truth, and we can, if we just put our mind in the right place, what comes out is the following. Again, I'll write it again and explain. Ish Yehudi. Ish Yehudi, if we take this term, Ish Yehudi, it brings us 3, 4, 6. It is very close, like 3, 4, 5, like to Moses. Moses, Moshe, or Hashem, it's the same letter, same letters, is 3, 4, 5. And Thomas noticed with the Aleph plus 1, or with the Aleph, it is 3, 5, 6. It is very close. Once we are close in number plus 1 or minus 1, it's really the same, or not the same direction. So 3, 4, 6 also has a word in Hebrew, meaning here we say Moshe, 3, 4, 5, or Hashem. Hashem, the name, the tetragrammaton. But plus 1, the Hey turns here into Vav. Yes, Hey plus 1 is like 5 plus 1 equals 6, and 6 equals Vav. So we have Shem, 3, 4. 3, 4 is like Shin is 300, but we take it as 3. And then Mem 40, we take it as 4. And the 6 is Vav. So Shmo, his name. His name. So we could say that in the same manner that Moses was active, so to speak, in the Sephora, in the exile of Egypt, now his name, or Mordechai, is acting upon his name in Shushan, in Persia. It's like parallel thinking. Is it possible for you to catch the picture?
Yes, Eti.
So we have
His
like,
name.
you remember we have 5 kinds of exiles types. We have Egypt, and then we have Babylon and Persia and Greece and Rome. Like we have 5 fingers, we have 5 types of exiles. So like Moses was, so to speak, pulling Israelites from the exile, in a way, here Mordechai and Esther together will pull them from the exile, mentally from the exile. This is another direction of thinking. Questions so far, and please ask whatever you wish for.
Can you move the whiteboard down a little bit so I can see all the numbers?
Which side? Here?
Like the whole, just down. I
Yes.
guess.
It's okay? Is this okay?
On YouTube, the
Yes.
bottom of what you wrote is cut off.
Yes, it will take one moment. I already moved the board. It has a
Oh,
delay,
that's good.
but it will come out. It has a delay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Eti,
Yes.
how could we relate this Ish Yehudi, which we've seen that corresponds to his name, and the fact that this man was a Benjamite,
Yes. Thank you.
because we know that it's another tribe, right? It's
Yes.
the last son of Jacob.
Yes. It's a very good question. I would like to move to the text. 1 second. 1 second. Thomas, I'm moving a bit. I would like to go to this. Ish Yemini.
okay.
Yes. Because you are asking about Ben Yemini. Yes? Because he was the son of Benjamin. And you said that Benjamin was the son of Jacob. If we create now a new combination, Ben Yemini. 1 second, I have to have a connection to YouTube, so 1 second. Yemini, what does it give us? What value? Yemini. 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 So we have 3 yods, which gives us 30. And then we have Mem and Nun. This is 40 and 50. We have 90. This is 120. Ish Yemini. Before we create a new creation, Ish Yemini. Ish, we say it's a man. What is Yemini? Yemini is 120. Are we right in our calculation, first of all? Are we on the same page? Yemini is 120?
Yes.
Yes. So what happens if we take the 0 of Yemini? We are at 12. What happens? 12 in the power of 2 is 144. Like Adam, or from left to right, Emet. Truth. So what does it mean, Ish Yemini? A man of what?
A man of truth.
Excellent. כפתור ופרח, bud and blossom, Jill. Questions so far? I would like to relate to what you said 3 times the word son, 3 times ben, ben, ben. Each ben, each son, ben. I hope you can see the writing, Thomas. I moved a bit to the right. I hope you can see. I shall give you a keyword to the concept board. Ben, son, has the value of 52. 3 times we have here ben. 3 double 52 is 156. Does it ring a bell, the value? 156?
Joseph.
Joseph. Very good. Or 2 times bread. 278. Bread in a dream. Or Zion. Zion. Yes.
Also, sun is 2 tetragrammaton.
Excellent.
So it's 6 tetragrammaton.
6 tetragrammaton. Excellent. 6 tetragrammaton. And 6 is always Vav. Vav is the spirit.
It's interesting. I just was thinking that Joseph is 3 times a son in the patriarch order.
Yes.
Son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Excellent. Excellent. He's 3 times son. It is good that through the conversation we are creating new bridges of thinking. It is excellent. Questions?
I have a question
Yes.
about earlier when you said from um, from west to Jordan.
Yes.
Is that from Judah to Persia?
Everybody again ask.
Does the west from the west to Jordan on that picture, is that Persia?
On the west to the Jordan, towards the Mediterranean Sea, this is Judah.
Okay.
Yes, this is Judah. And everybody who comes, so to speak, from the west to the east is called Yehudi, because he comes from Judah. Judah is Yehudah in Hebrew, and everyone who goes and leaves the territory and goes east to Persia is called Yehudi, because he comes from Judah. Like a person from New York. In English we say New Yorker. New York is the name of the place, and ER at the end, the suffix, is where he comes from.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would like us, if you have questions at the moment, please do ask. If not, I would like to give a bit historical survey in terms of general thinking of philosophy. Unless if you have questions.
Please, Eti, go ahead. For me, it's a pleasure to hear.
This is thank you. This is not just a private story. This is a general, okay, how do you say, event in the world. We're speaking now about the 6th century before Christ, and something happens when, again, I make the little map that we shall have a bit of, how do you say, orientation, make it a bit little that everything could fit. Here there's a little story. People here go to an exile. It's written in the Bible. They leave Judah, they go to Persia. But it is a sub-side story, so to speak, because something else is happening in the world. In the West, we have Greece, and at the same time that the story of the scroll of Esther, or the story is happening, something else is happening in Greece. We have the rising of philosophy. And also in China, we have Confucius. So, please pay attention. There is a triangle here. Though geographically, those places are far from each other, but we have a new conscious rising. Here we see this in the book of Esther in Persia. This is the 5th, 6th century before Christ. Here we have the Greek philosophy rising, and with it in Rome, 6th century before Christ, we have the story. This is the rising of Rome is coming at the 6th century before Christ. Here we have in Greece philosophy, and in China we have Confucius. This is just to ground us in terms of facts in history, but also in the way people perceive the world. This is about 500 before Christ, 1,000 years before Christ. This is maybe it's, I think that Jeff knows this, and people heard the story in the past, I think. We have 4 letters of the Tetragrammaton. So 1,000 before Christ, we have the temple in Jerusalem. Everything is here, so to speak, in the land. After 500 years, there is like the breaking of the temple. People go into the exile. But also, please pay attention, 500, and then the letter Hey, which has the value of 5. The letter Hey has 3 dimensions: horizontal, vertical, and depth. We have a vessel already, and the wisdom here, which used to be concentrated as an essence in the temple, in the land, is expanding. We have philosophy already in Greece. We have culture of thinking in Persia, and we have like systematic thinking in China. And those those spiritual centers are coming at the same time. Do you understand what I'm speaking of?
Yeah.
It's the expansion of wisdom in the world. Some people look at it as the destruction of the temple, and they said about it, but it's another expression of the expansion of wisdom in the world.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when you say from the west to Jordan,
Seeing it.
is that a specific line of thought? I mean, from west to Jordan is like A specific way of thinking.
Yes. West of the Jordan, this is why Abraham came to the land. Yes, yes. This is specific way to, yes, yes. From this, from the land of Canaan, there comes a specific way of thinking. Unlimited, abstract. Yes. That sees beyond time and space. What we know today as Greek philosophy and science, it also Weinreb speaks about this in his books. It comes from here, west. I mean, the land of Canaan is the last, the west point of Asia. West Point, it's the last western point in the whole continent.
It's interesting about I guess Thomas's handwrite, but just to mention the destruction of the temple, we could see as a like a vessel that doesn't support more energy. I mean, it's a terrible situation, but it's like, yes, the wisdom had to expand so much, and it can be I don't know the words, but it doesn't fit in a physical temple.
Yes, 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 yes. It belongs to everyone. Thank you. Yes, Thomas. Did you want?
Nothing. No, the emoji just got stuck, so I didn't know how to get rid of it.
Thank you. Questions or thoughts that you would like to share with us?
So this story was written, you said 500 or 1000 BC?
500, approximately 500 before, yes, BC. Yes. This is a story that was written, the text was written 500 before the Common Era. The text, what we see here on the concept board is the Hebrew text, but the illustrations are from the mid-18th century. Probably Baroque, according to the way it looks. Baroque times, or maybe later. Questions or thoughts or wonders that you have?
Could you expose why did this verse came to you today? What was the feeling about it? If you could say something about it.
There is a term I did not check to in the, how do you say, Megillah. There is a term Mordechai Yehudi. Mordechai, you can check it now on Google and see if it appears in the term Mordechai Yehudi. Mordechai, so to speak, the man with a being. Because what does it mean, Yehudi? Not the one who comes from Judah geographically. Yehudi is from Yod Hei Vav Hei, the Tetragrammaton, it means a man of being, not becoming. It's the man who lives with the being, with the supernal, with the eternal. This is what it means. And I remember that I was once looking into the value of Mordechai Hayodi, Mordechai, so to speak, the man of being, and it gave me the value of 314. 314 is the name, the value of the name Shaddai. Now I move a bit. Thank you for your question. Let's take a pen. It's too thin. Here. Mordechai Yehudi gives us the value of 314 because it seems that a pattern repeats itself. Mordechai Hayodi. You want to check with me? Shall we check it, or you believe?
Yes.
4, 20, 10. How much do we have?
274.
40, 60, 274?
Yes.
Yes. And Hayodi we have 5, 10, 5, 6, and 14. Here we have 20. Yes. Plus 20 is 40.
Yes.
So 4 and yes. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
314 is the value of the name Shaddai. With the 1, we have 315. 315 is the value of Se. Se is a lamb. .314 or 314 is the value of pi. Now we're coming to an abstract thinking. Because the being, if we take Hayodi as Yod Hei Vav Hei, the Tetragrammaton, as a form of being, if I translate it, the clear translation, the mode of being, because Mordechai comes from mor. Mor is anointed oil. Dachi is pure anointed oil. So pure anointed oil of being, it depends on how we look at it, but the expansion of the circle is like until certain purity. If it expands too much, like we were speaking yesterday, we were speaking about the menorah. There's a bud and there's a blossom. The bud is the potential, and the blossom, then we have a returning light, and it goes to the infinite. So there, we speak here about the expansion of the circle. This is the expansion of grace, because grace is also described as circle.
I was just thinking that in the word Mordechai, I see the two words me and Derek.
Hmm. Very good.
Derek.
Me and derech. Very good. Who and way, or the way. The who is the way. The who, the hidden. The hidden is the way. Also, 274 plus 1, we have 275, which is Roe. Roe is a shepherd. Shepherd. Also there, Mordechai, if we open it, Mordechai is die. Die, this is enough. Enough. How do I write enough? E-N-O-U-G-H.
O-U-G-H.
So die, 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 this is enough. Die. Kerem. Kerem is the vineyard. Enough with the wine, because they were doing wine parties and they were drunk and they just want to see everything. They want to have a complete transparency. This is why they asked Vashti to come to the party. They believe in full transparency. They did not believe in secrecy. I mean, in the secret world, something that we cannot see. This is what the story is about. Not everything is transparent. Not everything the eyes can see and measure. Questions or thoughts? Charles?
Yes. What did you say is the meaning of Daki?
Dachi is pure. Dach is zach, like zachar. Yeah, zach is both pure, zach, dach. In Aramaic, dach in Aramaic is like zach in Hebrew. Zach is pure, like Zachariah. Yes, zach is pure.
Mm-hmm.
Dach, yes, zach. Pure anointed oil. Zach, and from zach, pure, we have zachar. How do we have male? The one who remembers. Zach is pure, and resh is the head. Resh is the rosh, the head. When the head is pure, we have zachar, the one who remembers. We don't speak about biological. Yes, zachar is not a male, or we don't speak biological, but we speak about the quality of zachar, the quality of the one who remembers, like pure head. He's all the time with the potential. All the time with the potential, with the origin.
Is this like the word Zohar?
This is yes. You mean about, let's see.
Like Zachar. Zohar. I
Zachar,
don't know how Zohar is spelled.
Zachar and Zohar. Very good. Zachar and Zohar. Very good. Zachar, Zachar, and Zohar. This is Zohar, and this is Zachar, like Zachariah. So here, what do we have? This is 7. This is the same. This is 200. This is 7. This is 200. Here we have half 20, and here we have 5. Yes, so Zachar is 4 times Zohar. There is a relation, of course. Of course. We could say that the book of Zohar is a manifestation of Zachar.
That it has the potential of the hay instead of it like manifested all the way.
We could look at the letter Kaf of Zachar, the letter Kaf, which is the letter of crown, Keter. Keter. So we can look at the letter Kaf here at Zachar as Keter, as a crown, if we penetrate the word, and the Hey here, we can look at it as the last sphere, heavenly kingdom. Yes? So in a way, the Zohar is a reflection of the Zachar in the world, the pure head. The book of Zohar is a manifestation or reflection of the pure thinking, a pure influencing in the world, pure remembering the eternal, the supernal, the infinite.
Wow, thank you for that explanation.
You're welcome. Questions? Please feel free to ask if you have your own interpretation, your own thinking, the direction that you're going for. Please ask. Please ask. I would like to look into the word. Do you have another minute?
Yeah,
I
sure.
do,
Yeah.
I would look with you into the name Shushan. Jill was reading Shushan. This is the name. In Hebrew, Shushan. Yes. Shoshan, this is Shu, U. Aval Shoshan with the O. Shoshan. Shoshan. This is a lily. A lily. A lily is how do you say, associated with the hidden, with the night, with the concealment. Lily, like Laila. Laila in Hebrew is a night. It has to do with Leah. So when we read the verse, let's go back to the verse, and we look at the abstract or absolute. 1 second. Abstract is better than absolute. 1 second. Ish Yehudi Haya, there was a man of being in Shushan Habira. Shushan, the capital of Persia. Bira is capital or center. Center also from Bira, from Be'er, a well. Well is always the center. So a man of being was in Shushan Habira. This is not just Shushan, the capital, but the hidden or hidden well. Because, second, Shushan is the hidden. The hidden. Hidden or concealment. Shoshana. We have also with the letter Hey, it's Shoshana, and the value of Shoshana, rose or lily, we don't speak botanically, is hidden, because Shoshana, I will write here, this is Shoshan, this is the masculine, Shoshan, lily, but Shoshana with a Hey, yes, this is 653, 3, this is noon, 650. Are you with me? Shoshan is 656, and Shoshana with 5. With it, we have 661. Shoshana is a rose, but also lily. We don't speak about botanical flower. Is the value of Esther, is hidden. So a man of being was in a hidden well. Also Shushan is not just a lily, but Sheshone, the one who learns. Yes? Yes, Jill?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say anything.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
Just, can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Just, I was remembering about the Zohar opening, as they quote Songs of Songs and quote Shoshana
Yes.
in the verse 2, as a lily among the thorns, so is my love among the daughters.
Yes.
And they mentioned that the lily has 13, I don't know the word.
Petals.
13
Petals.
petals.
Yes.
Yes. And Shoshana is 661, and those numbers, the sum of those numbers are 13 as well.
Yes.
6, 6, and 1.
Yes. You see, Felipe, the way you describe the article of the Zohar, you describe where do the sages come to the conclusion that the lily or the rose has 13 petals. Because everything, every lore, every legend comes from abstract thinking. The more we go to the abstract and the more we find mathematical relations, the more we create, the more stories we can create. We become more creative the more we go to the abstract. Because we go into a path or a way that nobody stepped before us.
That's beautiful. That's what they say about creating worlds, I guess.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, sure, Jill, sure.
I was just thinking that I don't know how to explain it really, like a kind of like a surface thinking, and kind of like reading things at that level where it's just merely reading the words. Um, that everything, especially for me, is more. I can't explain it. It's I no longer am thinking on that surface level.
Mm-hmm.
almost like there's like some wall that comes down. And so I can't really explain it, but I just kind of thought it, but I can't really explain it.
Try. It's like after you, if I understand that when you listen to this conversation, you understand that there's like two kinds of thinking, like surface thinking and yes, is that what you mean?
Yes, it feels like there's things like what you were saying. There's things that we actually see with our eyes, but then it's like so much deeper, and you have to almost just want to go deeper. It's because I feel like in the past maybe that's something that I didn't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm just really grateful for being here and listening to everybody because it's just kind of helping me change the way that I think. I really needed to change the way I thought.
Thank you. In this way, and also Nedelia is writing the same deal. In this way, like more and more horizons are being opened to us. If we can question any authority, or we can question just even our own authority, why do I do this? Can it be better? Can I change a bit my daily activities in little moments, in little decisions of the day? If we active the inner sovereign during the day in this with robot life that we have, because sometimes we do things mechanically, many things can change, and then comes great freedom. Anaya says, excuse me that I'm not pronouncing your name well. Anaya says, I agree as well, Jill and Nadalia. And Nadalia is saying, when you feel the words instead of reading them. Yes, Nadalia. Yes, yes. When you feel the words, this is a very good term to feel the words. It means we are lying, not lying, we are resting. We are resting in the word. When we are resting in the word, we are in the mode of being with him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Can I add something?
Yes.
This reminds me of Luke chapter 12
Yes.
when he's talking about not worrying. In verse 27, he says, "Consider how the lilies grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his glory was adorned like one of these."
Yes.
I think there's two types of reading scripture. That it's good to look at the numbers like this, like we did today, but also the more like meditative or restful reading can open up new connections in our mind too.
Yes. Yes. It's interesting what you're saying, Thomas. 1 second. When it is interesting when I was reading Thomas Mann's book, Joseph and His Brothers, and this is a very intensive writing because he writes about very subtle human situations and emotions that usually we brush under the table. We don't like to acknowledge those sin moments, those happenings with people. We don't like to speak about those things. We just brush them. They don't exist. It's not pleasant, or somebody was bullying me, and so on. Thomas Mann is entering all those moments with a lot of care and love, and sometimes it is painful to read what he writes. It is so intense that you close the book, but when I'm reading his book, and like you say, to rest in the word, and this is a different kind of reading. Suddenly a third dimension comes. It's not the one who reads the book, and it's not a text, but comes another third dimension, and then there is an ability to see other realms. So both are needed, Thomas.
It's like we might have this experience that keeps coming to us, or like it might seem like following us, but then it's like also we're able to like look between that instead of like toiling and spinning and laboring about it.
There's a support for what you're saying, Thomas, on YouTube.
What?
There is a support. People support what you say on YouTube, I say.
Oh, I don't see that.
They say yes. They say yes. They agree to what you say.
Thank you. Thank you so much for today's lesson, Eddie. I really hope I have to go now.
It's okay. Have a good day and beautiful weekend. Thank you so much.
You too. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Questions or thoughts that you'd like to share with us? So, thank you all for joining us today for another lovely session. And this is the session that seals this beautiful week with you. I appreciate deeply your participation in all dimensions, in the lessons, as listeners, as asking questions, as listeners on YouTube, as writing comments, as asking questions on Slack, on emails, through emails, under YouTube videos. Thank you so much. I would like to wish you Shabbat Shalom, lovely weekend, and we might meet here on Saturday if you have the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Etsy. Thank you, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much.